Alright, here's the next type of problem. I've just begun it. So let's start at the beginning. This is the type of question we did tonight where the cost of crashing different activities costs different amounts of money. So there's only one small change when we work these out, which on the notes sheet you can see is you don't just choose any activity or you're starting from the left. You need to crash by the cheapest activity possible, one at a time. Okay, so we're talking about the time taken to produce the next Marvel film. So we're underlining the key words as always, avoiding those simple mistakes. Several of the activities can be crashed by a maximum of 3 weeks each. That's pretty important. And the costs are shown below. So here are the activities. We can crash A, B, C, F, J, and I. And here's the cost of crashing them each per week, that would be. Okay, so firstly we need to find the initial completion time before we do anything, before any crashing has begun. Then we need to find the shortest possible completion time after we crash the tasks. And then we need to work out specifically which activities are going to be crashed and by how much in order to get that shortest possible completion time for the cheapest amount of money. So you always need to get that shortest completion time and then work out how much it's going to cost to get there. The question we did tonight didn't quite make that clear. And then find the total cost, as it says here. Alright, so as always, write down all the possible paths. We have 4. Then find the initial time it's going to take for all of those paths. So we've done the easy part already. And that means B, F, J, and K are our critical path, which are taking 27 weeks. So that answers A. Then for part B, to work out what's the shortest possible time we can complete the project if we use our possible crashes, just like we did last time, just crash everything by the maximum and see what the shortest completion time will be. So let's look at the first path. We can crash A. We can't crash D or H, but we can crash I. And we can crash by a maximum of 3 weeks each. So that's 3 for the A and 3 for the I. So our shortest completion time for the first path is reduced by 6 weeks, so that can go down to 19. Okay, the next one, we can crash B and I. So again, that reduces by 6 weeks, down to 18. The next one, we can crash B and F and J. So that reduces our possible completion time by 369, which puts us down to 18 as well. And the last one, C can be crashed, and J, but that's all. So that can be reduced by 6. That's down by 6 to ignore the soccer in the background. That's down by 6 to 20. Okay, which means that final path, that's the best critical path we can make, and that's the shortest possible completion time, which is our goal to get to 20 weeks from our starting critical path of 27. Okay, so the only difference here is instead of working from left to right on the critical path, so instead of choosing B, we need to look at how much is it actually going to cost to reduce B. And if there's a better option, we're going to choose the cheaper option, because you need to save money before anything else. Because as you can see, we can reduce B and F and J, so the most obvious choice is to choose the cheapest reduction. Alright, which means B costs 500 to reduce, F costs 300, and J 600. So reducing F is our best option. So we're going to crash F once. And remember, we're beginning at the start again. So we're beginning at 25, 22, 27, and 26. So the first activity doesn't have an F, still 25, 22. This one reduces by 1, and still 26. Okay, and we have 2 critical paths here. So out of all of these paths, what's the cheapest option to crash? Well, C only costs 100. J would crash both of them, but that costs 600. So we're definitely choosing the cheapest option of C. So we'll crash C once. That only affects the last path. So we have 25, 22, 26, and 25. Okay, we're back to the third one being critical. What's the cheapest way to reduce the third path? Well, we're crashing F again because F was only $300. So let's crash F again. Um, 25, 22, 25, and 25. Okay, 3 critical paths. So out of all of these, A, I, B, F, J, and C can all be crashed. So C is the cheapest, 100. So let's crash C one more time. C. So that's only changing the last activity. Sorry, the last path. 25, 22, 25, 24. So we're continuing along, always choosing the cheapest possible crash that's going to reduce either or both of the current critical paths. So on this one, are there any crashes that will reduce both? No, so let's just look for the cheapest. A is 400, B is 500, F is only 300. We've crashed F twice, but we are allowed to crash up to 3 times. So we're going to do F one more time. And I'll pause it and continue until we get to the end. Okay, here's the finished problem. This one's quite a long one. I just made it up on the spot. And being able to reduce by 3 weeks does mean the question's quite long, but that's okay. Most of the questions you'll get, I'd say, would only go up to 2 weeks at the most that you can crash the activities by. Alright, so you can see here, I crashed F, then C, then F, then C, then F again, and I crossed off the letters as they got up to their maximum of 3 weeks. And eventually J, F, C, and A were all crashed 3 weeks, which is their maximum, and only B and I weren't crashed by their maximum. So I kept going until each path had reached that 20, which is the shortest possible completion time. And so I tallied up how many times we'd crashed each activity by to work out the total, just like always. But since the totals are different, you have to work out each letter separately, each activity separately. So 3 lots of A's is 1200, A is 400 each. 2 lots of B is 1000, 3 C's, 3 F's, 3 J's, and only 2 I's. And that totals up to $5,600 to reach that minimum completion time of 20 weeks. So it's a similar strategy, but you're choosing the activity that's the cheapest each time rather than just working left to right. Okay, have a go at that one we did tonight. Do it from scratch, don't look at the answers, and see if you can use this method to work out that practice question on the one we did today. See how you go and then double check your answers. Let me know if you want any more help before you sack. All the best for Wednesday. See you later.